Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Celeste and this is From Far Out. Today we're in a little bit of a different setup because I'm doing a makeup and minerals video, which I haven't done in a long time. So if you're new to my channel, this is kind of a get ready with me where I'm gonna put some makeup on my face, chat and chill and talk about the crystals that I've been using in my life lately. Just some stuff going on with me and the crystals that I've been using to help me out. It is something that I haven't done in a little bit because for a while I was kind of feeling like not necessarily embarrassed, but like I really wanted to get more of a professional vibe on my channel where I talked less about me and more about like the things that I'm passionate about, like crystals and spiritual healing and stuff like that. And I got a comment recently. Let me start putting my makeup on while we chat about this, but I got a comment recently. I posted on my community tab and I was like, what kind of videos are you guys interested in? Like what makes you the most excited to see my channel pop up in your subscription feed? And to be honest, makeup and minerals was like probably the lowest one of the lowest voted. But I got a comment from somebody and she was so nice. She was like, I'm not even really into like spiritual or metaphysical properties of crystals. I enjoy them as like physical specimens, which is also really great. But she was like, yeah, I just kind of fell in love with your personality and your storytelling abilities and whatever. And yeah, so it just encouraged me very much to want to share a little bit more about myself and the things that I'm into. Because I don't always want to like separate myself from the things that I do. Like this YouTube channel is like absolutely a passion project for me. And it's something that I love doing is like talking about crystals and stuff, but I also want it to be sort of healing for myself in the way of like being able to like connect with people on our like personal level and being able to like make friends. And I've totally found that here on YouTube and like by way of like social media in general. Like sometimes I'll get like messages on Instagram and things like that. But yeah, it's just all that to say that I am so grateful for literally every single one of you. I am so in love with all of like my consistent core viewers that I see commenting on my videos every single time I upload. And the people that are here every once in a while, and the people that are even just subscribed that I never see in my comments. I am so incredibly grateful for all of you being here and supporting me in this thing, because like honestly, if I had 0 subscribers, I'd probably still be doing this because I love talking to myself. But isn't it nicer to talk to people, to know that like I'm gonna post this and like there's like 4 people that I know I'm gonna see in my comments. I'm gonna be like, yes, queen, I love you so much. It's a really good feeling because so a little bit about me. I work full-time. I have a full-time job, but it's all virtual. So I work online. And that can get kind of lonely when the only people that you talk to are through like text. Through like text and like you're only talking to them about like work stuff. And then I also stay home with my 1-year-old twins. I'm just not the kind of mom that like knows how many months my kids are. They were born in October and they were October of 2022. So that means they're, I don't know, 15 months? I don't know. I don't know the months. Okay, I know when their birthday is. That's it. That's about as much as it's gonna be. So yeah, anyways. So I'm literally always at home and my husband works in an office out of the house. So for like 8 to 9 hours a day, 'tis just I and my beebs, which I love, and I'm certainly not complaining. I am so grateful for the setup of my life to be able to like not have to pay for a daycare, not have to like worry about my kids being out of the house, like always being able to be with them is amazing and such a blessing in my life. But it does get like kind of lonely and overwhelming. So I have been trying to, and this is a great segue into our first crystal, I've been trying to ignite a little bit more of my own personal passion, because I feel often I can like run myself into the ground trying to like, be a stay-at-home mom and like do all of the things the best that I can for my kids, for my husband, for my family in general. And I really want to get back to doing things for myself, which is why I love this YouTube channel. And I also started a little makeup Instagram. If y'all are into like the makeup community, panning projects, things like that, I started a makeup Instagram. It's not like crazy, I don't post on it every single day, but it's just a different demographic because I wanted to start doing more like makeup stuff here, but then I was like, I don't want to mix audiences because I know a lot of you don't give a fuck about makeup, and I know a lot of the makeup viewers or the people that are interested in makeup don't give a fuck about crystals, but they're two things that I'm super passionate and super interested in. So anyways, getting into the first crystal, I talk so much. I have these two. Can anybody guess what they are before I tell you? So clearly Smoky quartz, but also inside of this one you can, oh, there's a bunch right there. You can see golden rutile, and inside this one, I don't even have to like point it out to you, I know y'all can see it, or maybe it's not focused, but yeah, this one is full of red rutile. So I spent almost the entire day yesterday like carrying these around. They're literally like 5 pounds a piece, carrying these bitches around and trying to decide like what, not decide, but like feel out, suss out what the difference is between the two, because they are so similar. They both have like a very potent electric energy almost. So I was trying to feel out the two because I know, like logically, I know that they are both used in conjunction. You'll often find crystals that have both golden rutile and red rutile in them. And this one actually has a lot of like, I think the brown stuff is like a goethite, which is very cool. So these two both have a very similar energy, and I'm trying to like suss out which one works better for me, which one I connect with more. And I think I've found that I connect with both of them, but they both do very different things for me. Like I say in all my videos, I'm not like the 101 guide how to, like I don't make rules about crystals, I simply share my experiences. So oh my god, I have a giant pimple, ew. My experiences with the golden rutile was that it was much softer of an energy, and not soft as in like gentle and ethereal. It did have a bit of an ethereal feel, but it was still like very energetic and like very obvious. So I don't mean to say soft in that kind of way, but soft as in like comforting and like a warmth, like a golden light. Like I know oftentimes in like guided meditations you'll hear like, picture yourself surrounded by a golden light, and like that's what I feel from golden rutile. It just feels very safe, and I love that because often when I'm losing a bit of my personal identity, when I'm losing a bit of my independence, and I don't mean to say losing as in like I'm falling apart, but like losing in order to gain something else, you know, just like understanding the parts of transformation, you know what I mean? So when I'm in that space of like, you know, releasing in order to grow, it can kind of feel scary because, you know, we're losing our footing, we're losing, like our ego is taking a big hit because we built up all of this stuff. We're like, we worked so hard towards this. How can I just let it go, you know? And golden rutile just feels like very comforting, and knowing that like there will always be a surplus of energy. There will always be the ability to rebuild whatever you think you've lost. Like energy, the energy that you've put into something will never be destroyed. You can't destroy energy. It'll only be reconstructed. It'll only be changed. And that feels so much safer and so much more comforting. So I've been loving golden rutile. And I found that red rutile, so deities and spiritual guides are something that I've always resonated with. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you don't resonate with like caricatures, or what are they called, like avatars of, you know, spiritual lessons, that's totally fine. I'm not trying to like tell you that it has to be 100% true, but I resonate very much with the Greek pantheon and connecting with those spirits and deities and gods and goddesses who have a lesson to teach. And for my personal belief, I don't want to like get into my whole like spiritual belief because it's like very complex and there's a lot of nuances in it, and I don't want to like, you know, like say it in 5 seconds and like lose a bunch of that nuance, because I think those pieces are vital. But I will just say I connect very much with the Greek pantheon, and so when I'm connecting to something new, I often find that different gods or goddesses will present themselves to me and sort of like offer their story, their life, their existence as a teaching within an energetic being. Does that make sense? So all that to say, I found that red rutile was very symbolic of Athena, the goddess Athena, and she's like very protective and strong, and red rutile feels a lot like the internal hearth, the internal power that we all hold. So like accessing that that inner fire of like the inner fire of energy that we can access whenever we're feeling like sluggish and low. So while golden rutile is a lot softer and like an external energy coming to like transform and rebuild and support, red rutile feels a lot more internal and connects to our physical body and really like holds us strong, pulls us through. It's a great crystal that I use when I'm in the gym and I need to like really ignite different sorry, there's somebody in my front yard. Anyways, when I really need to ignite some kind of like passion and purpose and pull through, when I know like I don't fucking want to work out today, but I gotta. So yeah, those are the two that I've been really connecting to, because you know the January blues, it's still cold outside, but there's no holidays to look forward to. You're kind of just, we're all just sitting around waiting for springtime. So that's what's going on. I have an exciting makeup thing to try. I really want to try underpainting. I know it's like a super old trend. Oh, I didn't prime. Let me put my primer on. Do y'all care if I tell you what products I use? This is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base, because I'm bougie. This shit was 99 American dollars. In this economy, girl, you can't be doing all that. I really can tell where my mental health is at by how much I'm shopping and what products I'm shopping for, because over shopping, binge shopping is like sincerely one of my unhealthiest coping mechanisms, and it's a problem. And I don't like, I've been talking a lot in my recent videos about like crystals for CPTSD and different stuff like that, and I've been talking about, oh, also happy Lunar New Year. Today's the 23rd. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I've been talking a lot about it because I feel that it's something that I need to work on. But in the makeup community, I know y'all have seen it. If you're in the makeup community, people do like no buys and low buys. And I just feel like that's way too restrictive, because then that just brings us into the cycle of like binge and purge. You know what I mean? And when it comes to like a shopping addiction, you're binge buying, you're getting everything you need. You're like, this is gonna make my life better. I'm gonna be so beautiful. I'm gonna feel so fulfilled. Like I'm gonna shove my life with a bunch of things. And then in like a month, you're like, I need to declutter. My house is too full. I need to like clear things out. And then you're just like taking shit out of your house and putting more shit in it. And you're not like holding strong in the middle. So like finding a balance is what I'm trying to say. So I have some crystals that I talked about in those videos. Pyrite is one that I mentioned for like holding strong and like maintaining a balance. There's a couple other there. So if that's something that is interesting to you, please go check that out. Because I often like to talk about like the ways that I heal or the things that I work on. But again, like I said, I've been feeling kind of embarrassed, because like who wants to tell the entire internet, vulnerable to whoever is watching, that you have like a really unhealthy coping mechanism that's like really fucking up your shit. You know what I mean? Like, anyways, yeah, so it's something that I'm working on, but I can't do the no buy. I can't do the low buy, not because like, oh, I need to still shop, but like if I restrict myself, I know me. I know I'm just gonna be like, girl, fuck you and your rules. I'm gonna do whatever I want. Okay, so let's talk about underpainting. This is the Trixie Cosmetics cream blush sticks in the shade Pumpkin. I'm really excited for like spring, summer, so I think I might like forego eyeshadow and just do like a super bright orange cheek. So I'm gonna chuck a bunch of this on my hand, and then I'm going to take my blush brush, and before I even do foundation, I am going to underpaint. Oh, I love this color. I think orange blush looks good on everyone that has like a very yellowy warm undertone in their skin, and I have like a very yellowy olive undertone, and so I love it on me. Literally, I have a video on my, I think it's on my YouTube channel, so go check it out if you want. It's just a short from last Virgo season, and I literally have orange blush like everywhere. My whole face is just covered in orange blush, and I love it. I love looking crazy. If there's a makeup product that will make me look fucking bananas insane, I'm probably gonna buy it. Ooh, y'all want to talk about blush? I love blush. Okay, so my secret obsessions when it comes to makeup, I'm really gonna just indulge myself in this moment. I know I just said like I shouldn't be buying, but I'm just gonna indulge my passion here for a moment, and I'm just gonna be safe in my passion. Golden rutile vibes. I love blush and eyeshadow. They're my two like guilty pleasures. Not guilty pleasures because I don't feel guilty, but they're my two like biggest passions when it comes to makeup. I think that looks so good. We're gonna tone it down. Like obviously I'm gonna put foundation over it, but I love blush and eyeshadow so much, and Dior Beauty came to Ulta. So you know your girl had to pick some stuff up. I got the two blushes, the coral one and like the rose one, like the super bright pink and the super bright orange. And I got a concealer because I hate this concealer with my whole life. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I think I actually mentioned this in my last Makeup and Minerals video, but this shit pissed me the fuck off because I bought it from Ulta, like online, because there's obviously no local Ultas because I live in the mountains in the middle of nowhere. But I bought it, and then immediately I went and watched a review that I should have watched before I bought it. Like, this is my own brain being dumb as shit. I should have watched before I bought it, but I didn't. I bought it afterwards, and I was like, I know it's gonna be way too fucking light. I know it's gonna be way too light. This shit is paper light. And like, this is the middle of winter. This is the palest I'm ever going to be, and it is so white for my face. Like, literally, it looks crazy on me. I use it under my eyebrows just to get a bit of a highlight, but even as a highlight under my eyes, it's too much. So I messaged Ulta's like customer service or whatever, and I was like, hey, I still want it, but can you just change the shade for me? I literally bought it like 20 minutes ago, please. And they were like, no, sorry, you can return it in store if you want, or exchange it in store. And I'm like, there's no other stores here. I don't know what to tell you. And they're like, okay, well then you can pack it up and ship it back. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do all that. So it's like, I'm just gonna hope for the best. And I tried it under my eyes. I tried using like this much, and it just looked super dry and cakey. And then I tried using a little bit more and then darkening up the powder. It was a whole thing. It just pissed me off. Okay, so let's do some foundation. This is the Bare Minerals SPF 15 Mineral Foundation. I don't know. This is my favorite powder foundation. It's so good. Let's get into some more minerals. Something else that I've been working on in my life is understanding presence and like really being here for a moment. And I think that has to do a lot with my shopping addiction, because I often, like, when I'm disassociating and when I'm in a place of like, when I'm just not here and I'm like, I need a product to make me feel better about my life, about myself, about all of these things, I am not being present. I'm thinking about the future, I'm thinking about the past, I'm trying to heal like a feeling from my past that I don't want to physically address. And so one of the crystals that I love for presence and being here, there's two. Just plain old smoky quartz and strawberry quartz. Okay, so let's talk about smoky quartz first. Smoky quartz, it's often called like the witch's stone because it's like very mystical and will often bring like kind of like, I don't want to say paranormal because that sounds kind of scary. Doesn't that look fucking good, dude? I can't. It is a very it's like a transitional stone. It'll bring the things from other realms, other worlds into this physical experience. And so in the way that I'm talking about, when I'm trying to find presence and when I'm trying to find connection to my grounding in my life, smoky quartz really brings me back to the moment and like pulls me out of that like past and future experience that I'm having, and reminds me that like I can't buy something that's going to fix the past. Nothing is going to fix the past. All I can do is like process the emotion, process the situation, and like move along and be here in that moment for it. something that I've learned in healing like past traumas is understanding that you can't run from an emotion. If your inner child wasn't allowed to feel something, you know, my brain pushed it away because I was afraid to feel it. Like whatever happened in my life that didn't let me experience that emotion, I'm gonna have to eventually. It's not just gonna disappear. I'm gonna have to face it. So, and it's hard because I get into phases where I'm like, that's so stupid. Why do I even feel that way? Like, this experience shouldn't make a person feel that way. And then I realize it's not me feeling like that. It's the 6-year-old me who doesn't know how to communicate, who wasn't told all of the things, who like had secrets kept around her, who was, you know, attempted to be sheltered, but it just didn't work. And it made for a lot of like shit being made up in my mind and things being like exaggerated. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder that I just used under my eyes. So I'm working on allowing myself to feel the things, whether I, in my conscious 23-year-old brain, think they're valid or not, because it's not up to me to decide what is a valid emotion for a 6-year-old child to feel. You know what I mean? Where the fuck is my setting brush? My setting powder brush. What's going on here on this day? Well, I guess we're using this giant brush under my eyeballs. We'll see how well that goes. Anyways, that's okay. So yeah, the Smoky quartz kind of brings me back to the moment and like lets me process and feel things, because it is also a very grounding stone. So it will pull me into this moment, bring back all of those things, but then also transmute them. So I allow myself to hold the feeling, the moment in reality for only a moment, and then I release it. I offer it to Mother Earth. I offer it to my ancestors, my spirit guides, to be transformed, reconstructed, energy reconstructed, into something new, something beneficial, something that'll push me forwards. So yeah, love that. And then strawberry quartz, I love this little skull. She kind of does something very similar where she allows me to pull things, but she's much more connected to my heart, in my heart space grounding, whereas the Smoky quartz is kind of like a general auric field grounding. So when I'm like having like some serious emotions that I really need to offer to Mother Earth and connect with her to get her guidance, to get her support, to get her comfort, that's where I go. My strawberry quartz is a very, oh my god, I got makeup on her. Isn't she cute? She's my little girly pop. I literally treat crystal skulls like they're my besties. Like, I have a rose quartz skull that sits on my makeup table. This is not my makeup table. This is just where the nice lighting is. I have one that sits on my makeup table, and she is such a queen. She is my girly pop bestie. Babes for life. So anyways, my strawberry quartz is like joyous and rooting in my joy. Speaking of joy, some more crystals. Green calcite is one that I've been using a lot to find my joy, and like in the same essence of trying to find safety and passion and like safety and power with golden rutile. Green calcite, almost said green tourmaline, spoiler. I almost said green tourmaline, but green calcite really is a pure light for your heart chakra, your heart space, like really allowing it to be all it needs to be in essence, without judgment, without rules, without saying like, this shouldn't make you laugh, or like, this is not funny, or you should like this because this is what's in trend. Just like, oh, that orange blush, I can't stop looking at it. Like really letting you be and exist in joy without restriction, without rule, without anything. So let's get into a little bit more makeup. I've got this contour palette. We're gonna do a little bit of contouring. I don't use a whole lot of bronzer in the wintertime because I feel like I look fucking cuckoo bananas. But I'm just gonna do a little bit of contouring because I need to sculpt my face because I look a bit chubby. I mean, I am a bit chubby and I'm not gonna apologize for it, but you know, that's something that I've been kind of dealing with too, and I'd love to talk about that. Let's talk about weight and how we see fat people in the world and how we see ourselves as fat. I have always been fat. I've always been like the fat girl in school. I've always been chubby, overweight, whatever you want to call it. And it used to like really bug me, and I would dress and act and like really convince myself that I wasn't. And I would like look in the mirror and be like, that's not your body. You're skinny. And it was just really, really, really unhealthy. And I think the thing that helped me the most with that, was getting pregnant, and obviously that's not accessible to everybody, so I don't, I'm not offering it as a healing tool, but when I was pregnant, everybody would be like, oh my God, you're so big, because I had twins, you're so big, and it was like a good thing, and I was like, girl, if you had said that to me 6 months ago when I wasn't pregnant, I would cry. You would find me in the back room hanging. That's a bit much, maybe I can't say that on YouTube, but I was like so sensitive and so insecure about that thing. If anybody told me that I wasn't 110 pounds, which I've never been in my life, I would fucking cry. And that was a problem, and I was way too sensitive about it. And so I had to deal with that. And now that I have given birth and I'm like back to like, my body is just my own, I'm not sharing this body with anybody else. I've gotten to a place of like, if my body at the size that it was good enough, healthy enough, strong enough to give birth to 2 babies, why, you know, a year later, why is it not good enough right now? You know what I mean? Like what happened when I'm myself and not, you know, connected to these 2 babies in a physical way? My body's suddenly not good enough for you? Sorry, that's not gonna happen. And I feel hot as fuck now. I feel chubby as fuck now, and I'm like not even worried about it. Obviously, like eating healthy is a huge priority. Exercising daily is a huge priority, and that's never changed. Just to like care for my physical body in a like body honoring way, a self honoring way, and not as a restrictive like I hate my body and I'm gonna make it better kind of thing. Like I recognize my flaws and my weaknesses and my inabilities to do things, and then I work on those to get better. But the goal is not to be 110 pounds. The goal is not to convince myself I'm skinny and like live in this delusional world. I look so good. I'm really just like happy with where I'm at. I'm not trying to be or do anything that's not me. And I wish, and I'm trying to communicate that to the part of me that just wants to shop and thinks that like a $38 fucking lip gloss from Dior that I just bought is gonna change me and make me another person. It's not. It's gonna do the exact same thing as this $3.99 Essence lip gloss that I have already. So what's the point, girl? What's the point? So that's what we're going through. I really like this blush, and I think I'm gonna do a little bit of golden highlighter. I'll put it here. I have too many things on my hand. I should get one of those like stainless steel palettes because I like do it and then from my hand, but it's whatever. My sister bought me this highlighter for Christmas, and I'm so in love with it, and I'm so in love with her. She bought it because she has the Rare Beauty blush. This is the Rare Beauty Outshine Liquid Luminizer. She has the blush and she loves it so much. And when I was like, oh, there's my setting brush. When I was like, I really want the highlighter, she was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get you the Rare Beauty one because I have it and she's my best friend. Anyways, nobody cares about my relationship with my sister. You know what? I love my sister so much. She's so smart. She is literally the smartest person I know. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about crystals. Continuing with that heart space moment, I have been using these and reaching for these. These are watermelon tourmaline. Let me show you one at a time. These are watermelon tourmalines. They're not super high quality. You can see like the pink on one end and the green on the other end. I literally got these at a farmer's market for $5 a piece. There's this crystal guy. I love him so much. He is amazing, and he always has these really cool, like, you know, he's not like one of those like giant collectors who has like the crazy specimens that are like thousands of dollars. He just has like really accessible pieces, and while I love being a collector and like having that like really cool shit, sometimes it's just more accessible to like get something cheap, you know what I mean? Because like I am not one to judge the quality of the materials that Earth makes, and if it was made by my mother, it's perfect and I love it. And I feel that you should all feel that way about your crystals. So if you have a crystal and you're like, this is really low quality, I want a new one, girl, don't. Just enjoy and love the one that you have. So yeah, the green tourmaline is very heart opening space. So I find, as somebody who grew up with a emotionally unavailable parental unit, I was not always taught about how to express myself, not only to other people, my partner, like the people around me, but to myself. I often lock things away in a box. I'm not gonna go through that box ever. Dude, are you kidding me? That is secret for the rest of my life. And that's not who I'm trying to be anymore. I wanna be somebody who is in tune with my experiences, in tune with my emotional needs and my emotional expression. And green tourmaline really helps me to, watermelon tourmaline mostly, but green tourmaline is very similar. It helps me to connect. Maple, please don't do that. How do y'all get a cat to stop scratching leather chairs? Like, please. It really helps me open up that space and lets me access it without judgment. The green calcite is the experiencing of the external things around me, experiencing joy, being lost in joy. And green tourmaline is kind of an internal excavation, an internal like look at everything that I've housed in my heart space. What needs to be here? What does it? What can I experience more heartfeltly? And what is just not benefiting me to carry anymore? It helps me to see my heart space and what I'm carrying without fear, without being scared that I'm gonna be like too emotional. Oh my god, this video is 30 minutes, you guys. This I am working on feeling less embarrassed. Okay, let's finish up the eyes and then the look will be done. I have one more crystal to get to, so let me check on a little bit of eyeshadow. I know I said we were gonna forego it, but can we really? This blush is not as like crazy as I thought it was gonna be, girl. Okay, so this is such a cute palette. This is the Glam Light Chocolate Donut palette. I bought it because it was $8 and I've wanted it since it came out. It came out like 5 years ago. And they had it on sale for $12 and then I had a 30% off coupon code, so I was like $8, of course. So this is my first time actually like putting on my eyeballs. So I'm gonna go into the shade Chocolate Sprinkles, and I think this is just kind of like a sparkly orange. So I'm not even gonna put a primer because I want it to be like pretty sheer and just like a wash of color to sort of match. Oh my god, that's so pretty. Just sort of match with that blush. This orange is a little bit more red toned than my blush, but we'll blend it out and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so one of the other things, I talked about this also recently in my crystals for PTSD. I didn't talk about this crystal. I tried to pull all crystals that I didn't talk about in videos yet, but also I don't know who watches what. Like maybe y'all are only here for one kind of video and y'all don't give a shit. So I did pull another crystal. So dealing with CPTSD, for me, one of my like really major symptoms is like night terrors, sleep paralysis, and like just really shitty sleep time. I should have done this before I did my foundation. I'm getting a lot of fallout. Anyways, so yeah, so dealing with dream time and sleeping is often very scary for me because that is when I'm like obviously the least conscious and I can like hide things the least. It's very hard to disassociate while you're sleeping. So the crystal that I've been using a lot in sleep is this Stilbite. This one is really sweet because it has a bit of, sorry, I can't get it to focus. Can you focus? It has a little bit of green apophyllite. Can you see that there? And this one is also cute too. This is like a little scallop. Literally I sleep with it in my palm like this and I wake up with it in my palm like this, because it's such a like a calmness and a stillness. And my husband will tell you this, I love sleeping. Before I had kids, I would go to bed at like 9 p.m. and wake up at 11. Like I love being asleep. But as of more recently, and I find that my CPTSD symptoms come out more when I'm stressed, obviously, because I have like less control of the chemicals in my brain. So sleeping with Stilbite is such a like sweet experience. It really feels like an angelic, calm energy. And that is just what I'm looking for when I need to like chill the fuck out. I feel like this looked better without the eyeshadow. It is something that is like very necessary for me. It's something that I take with me whenever I'm going places, whether I have been dealing with sleep issues as of late. I always take it with me when I travel because just such a savior. It fills me with the ability to, I'm not going to say that it takes away all my nightmares, because it definitely doesn't, but it takes away my fear that I'm doing it alone, that I'm going through this nightmare, that I'm going through this fear-based space without support, without, you know, the kindness of my spirit guides. And oh God. Sorry, I'm like trying to do two things at once, and maybe I should pick one thing to do at a time. But yeah, Stilbite, it's one that I've also gifted to a lot of people, because I have some folks in my life who have like mentioned to me that they have sleeping issues. I always give it to people because it's such an easy stone too. It's not like, it's not one where you have to like pay attention to its potency and like make sure you're using it in the right way and like yada yada yada. It's really is very easy. It's just one that you can open yourself up to and connect to, and then also like remove yourself from if you are finding yourself being overwhelmed by it. I know that there's a lot of crystals in the world that it's hard to do that with. It's hard to disconnect from, and that can be kind of scary for folks who aren't like used to crystal energy and connecting to crystal energy. My under eyes are all sparkly. Oh yeah. Okay, so all right, I think we're actually good on the makeup. I'm gonna do a little mascara. But yeah, y'all, Stilbite, if you're looking for calmness and presence, especially in dream time, understanding your angelic support, those that are surrounding you. I hope this video was beneficial to somebody. It's so long, so there's gonna be like one person, I swear to God, that watched it all the way through. If you watched all the way through, comment and give me like an orange heart emoji or your favorite orange emoji, because I've been feeling orange lately. But yeah, I love you all so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I talk about crystals and put some goop and colors on my face. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.